ugly. You ugly.
The 2020s have already compiled a stunning, diverse list of horror films, from themes of witchcraft, as in Hellbender, to the perfect modern horror movie, X. Whether you are looking for a slow burn or an edge-of-your-seat thriller, 2020's horror films have a plethora to choose from. Thanks to platforms like Rotten Tomatoes, picking your next top horror movie is easy. Here is a list of the top horror films of the 2020s, so far, ranked by their scores on Rotten Tomatoes.
Are your friends okay?
Number 10. Coming Home in the Dark. Coming Home in the Dark is a 2021 film that involves a pair of drifters and one schoolteacher's mysterious past. Packed with shocking twists, a compelling drama story, and expertly crafted villains, Coming Home in the Dark is a horror film of its own category. Daniel Gillies, best known for his role as Elijah in the Vampire Diaries universe, plays the schoolteacher, Mandrake, in arguably one of his best roles to date. With a 92% score on Rotten Tomatoes, the film evidently won over critics and audiences alike. Number 9. The Invisible Man. The Invisible Man comes from the mind of Lee Hwanel, whom you may remember from the first Saw film. The Invisible Man centers around Cecilia, played by Elizabeth Moss, the surviving girlfriend of a wealthy man who killed himself. Cecilia begins to suspect this suicide was a hoax as she finds herself haunted by an unseen force. Between the underlying tension of the abusive relationship with the literally invisible man, this horror is more thriller than a gore-filled horror film. Its success is backed by both critic and fan reviews, sitting at a 92% score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Show yourself!
Surprise.
Number 8. Barbarian 2020. To start off the 2022 films, Barbarian is a horror film that involves an Airbnb stay gone wrong. Tess, Georgina Campbell, arrives at her Airbnb only to find out that Keith, Bill Skarsgård, is already staying there and that the place must have been accidentally double-booked. Keith invites her to stay and, like a gentleman, takes the couch so that she can have the bedroom. From night one, it seems that Tess should have left when she had the chance. What she uncovers in the basement will change her life forever. It currently ranks at 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 7. Prey 2022. Prey is loosely based on the Predator franchise, which first debuted back in the late 1980s. In the 2022 film, Prey brings back the same Predator creature, only this time, they have come to Earth. Meru, a skilled woman warrior looking to be accepted by the men of the Comanche Nation, finds herself facing off against the seemingly indestructible creature. From the cinematography to the acting, which finds its roots in real-life Comanche language, and a 93% score on Rotten Tomatoes, the film is a stellar addition to the popular franchise. Number 6. X 2022. Ranking at 94% on Rotten Tomatoes, X is a film that takes place in 1979. A group of young filmmakers set out to make an adult film in rural Texas. The owners of the cottage, however, don't approve of the plot of the film, and as night falls, the young filmmakers find their lives in danger. From its star-studded cast to the spin-offs, it's safe to say X will remain a top horror film for years to come. With gore, jump scares, tension, suspense, and standout performances, the film is packed with all type of horror subtypes that all come together to give you an edge-of-your-seat film. Number 5. The Boy Behind the Door, 2021. The Boy Behind the Door is a 2021 film that is as much a thriller as it is horror. The film itself follows the kidnapping of two young boys. They were taken to a house in the middle of nowhere and only one was able to escape. Instead of running for freedom, he stays to help his friend, whom he cannot leave behind. What helped to make the film successful was the tension and the acting, especially by the young boy who played Bobby. It sits at 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 4. Hellbender, 2022. To date, Hellbender has received the highest Rotten Tomatoes score, 97%, of any 2022 horror films. The film premiered at the end of February 2022 and is now available to stream on AMC+. Hellbender is a story of a lonely teen who discovers her family's secret, their ties to witchcraft. Viewers praised the use of the soundtrack to help push the horror aspects of the film, in addition to, of course, the main theme of witchcraft.
I'll give them hell. I just want to be.
Number 3. My Heart Can't Beat Unless You Tell It To is a 2021 film that is as dark as it is depressing. The film is about two siblings who find themselves at odds as they care for their sick younger brother. With no jump scares per se, the film relies on the stellar acting from the siblings to deliver the horror. The visuals help show the grief in the family and the tragic life that has overtaken them. Compiled of mostly dialogue, the indie-style film's use of the horror genre comes within the moments of dialogue and the slow build to the climax. The brothers' addition and thirst for blood helps, too, which is why it ranks at 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 2. Host 2020.
Hi guys.
2020 was a stellar year for horror films, at least for streaming services. Shudder, the platform for horror buffs, released an original film entitled Host, which follows 6 friends who host a seance via Zoom during the lockdown. The friends hire a medium to conduct this seance, but what starts as a Zoom call ends with evil threatening their own homes. Though the term film is loosely used here as the runtime comes in at under an hour, the entire hour is full of thrill and terror. It's the first film on our list to score 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Number 1. His House 2020. His House is a Netflix original film that was released on the streaming platform in 2020. The premise of the film is set around a refugee couple who escaped from South Sudan only to find themselves in an English town surrounded by a new horror. The film was nominated for 3 BAFTA Film Awards and won Outstanding Debut by a British Writer, Director, or Producer for Remy Weeks. The film is both a supernatural horror film that also dives into the horrors of the world around us. It's a slow burn and a must-watch that is visually stunning while still being creepy. It's no surprise, really, that it sits at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.